Do you ever get to the end of the week after you've meal prepped for lunch and your sandwich is soggy and your salads are sad and wilted? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can make 5 healthy, easy lunches in under 30 minutes that stay super fresh and crisp all week long. Today's video is brought to you in partnership by my friends at Zwilling. I am so excited to show you a few of my favorite new kitchen gadgets, but especially this Fresh and Save system. Y'all, my food is lasting longer, it's fresher. I cannot wait to show you this. The first tip I have for you on making sure that you are in the kitchen for as little amount of time as possible while you're prepping these 5 lunches is number 1, we're going to use the same protein all week long so that this is super streamlined. And number 2, let's go ahead and get the meat cooking first because that takes the longest. And while this chicken breast cooks, we're going to make the rest of our meal components. We're going to cook our chicken in one of my favorite kitchen skillets. This is an 11-inch frying pan by Pesto. It is this gorgeous metallic blue color, but what I love the most is that it will actually fit all 4 of these nice large chicken breasts that I'm going to season on one side first with just some basic sea salt. Put them into a skillet with some olive oil over high heat and sear for about 4 to 5 minutes until they get a little bit of a good color. What I love the most are these straight edges on this pan, which keeps a lot of the splatter from flying all over my kitchen. And then this enameled cast iron dish, I can just put it right into the oven to finish cooking this chicken without drying it out. Okay, now we're going to move on to making our 2 different flavorful sauces for these chicken lunches for the week. The first one is going to be a Caesar salad dressing, and I'm actually going to use my Zwilling personal blender to make this. I love this blender. It is super high powered, 500 watts. And I love it especially too because I can keep it out on the countertop. It's pretty, but also it's nice and short. And so it sits on my countertop underneath my upper cabinets really easily. It's great. Have the little attachment, you fill your stuff. It actually has measurements so you can tell how much stuff you're putting in here. And then once you make it and you blend it, they come with these little lids that if you're making like a smoothie, for example, or a salad dressing like we're gonna do today, I can put this lid on it and it has a little pour spout that I can pour it out with. Super, super handy. The first dressing we're going to make is this chicken Caesar salad dressing. We're going to start off with a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, which is about 2 lemons. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil, followed by 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 egg yolk, and a tablespoon of anchovy paste, which is optional, but if you're up for it, it's going to be so good. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of both sea salt and black pepper. Go ahead and put that blender lid right onto it. Nothing special you need to do. And then we're going to flip it upside down and then put it into the base. And once it clicks into the base, you'll see that the dial will light up. That means you're ready to go. Turn it on. And watch that beautiful dressing come together. While this is a dressing that you could definitely hand whisk, it gets so much creamier when I use this blender. Look how gorgeous that is. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on that has this really great little sealed pour spout, which makes it so much easier to pour over the chicken and then also to save for later. The chicken is done cooking. I'm going to go ahead and let that rest on the stove while I make my pesto. So I have my roasted garlic, which I roasted the other day, and I kept it in one of these Fresh and Save containers. So of course, it's super fresh. 1 bulb of roasted garlic goes into the base of my blender, followed by the juice of 1 lemon. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of roasted pine nuts, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then 1 full cup of packed basil, fresh basil, then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and some pepper to taste. Put that same lid on and then screw it into the base and look at that come together. Gorgeous. Now that my chicken has had a minute to rest and it's cool enough to cut, I'm going to put 3 servings worth in one bowl, which will be for the pesto, and 2 servings into another. Over the chicken, that'll be for 2 meals this week, I'm going to put the Caesar dressing. And I'm not going to use it all, and this great lid means that I can just store it in the refrigerator to use whenever I want, followed by some halved Kamala olives and some capers. Give that a toss until it's pulled together and gorgeous, and then you're done. Then to the rest of the chicken, I'm going to go ahead and add all of that pesto in and toss it to combine. Our homemade roasted garlic pesto chicken salad is done, as is our homemade chicken Caesar salad. They both look so good. Now let's talk about the storage containers we're going to use to achieve maximum freshness through the week. Are you ready for this? It's really stinking cool. So these are Zwilling's Fresh and Save food storage containers, and I love them. I'm going to show you a couple different versions so you can kind of, get a feel for what all the options are. I tend to use a lot of glass in my house, and that's what I'm going to show you for 2 of the pesto lunches. So I'm going to make 2 pesto lunches salad version. I'm gonna put some lettuce on the bottom and then a couple scoops of the chicken salad on top, and then those will be done. I'm also gonna show you, I think these are also really cool. This is a plastic container, so it's a little bit lighter if you wanna take it with you. It's a little easier to carry, and it also comes with this little divider. And so I'm gonna show you how I would pack this. Is I would put the chicken salad on one part and I would put a bunch of crackers on the other, and I would eat it cracker style. We're gonna use this really cool Zwilling device that sits on top of the lid, and it pulls air out and the lid sits on really nice and tight. It's really cool, and that actually helps keep the food super fresh. So we're gonna use that for the pesto lunches for 3 meals this week, and then for 2 meals we're gonna make our chicken Caesar salad wraps. And for those, I'm actually going to roll my wraps and then put them in these bags, and I'm going to pull the air out of these bags, and that will also keep our tortilla and the chicken and everything nice and fresh and crisp. Let's pull it together. Alrighty, so first I'm going to pull out some of my lettuce that I washed and rinsed earlier. I'm going to give it a nice little chop for 2 of these salad servings. I'm going to spoon a generous portion of that pesto chicken salad over each one and top with some more roasted pine nuts, and then these 2 lunches are done. For the third lunch, I have the pesto chicken salad on one side and then my crackers on the other, and that helps keep, that little divider keeps the crackers from getting soggy. Then to pull the air out, we are going to use this vacuum sealer, put it right on top, press the button, and it will automatically stop when it has pulled out the appropriate amount of air. For the wraps, I'm actually going to use a paper towel to help line the lettuce and the tortilla. I use these gluten-free tortillas, and sometimes they tend to get a little soggy when I make them advance, and this combined with the Fresh and Save system keeps it nice and fresh and crisp. You could put it just like this, all rolled into one of those containers, or you can do what I'm doing today and put it into one of these vacuum bags, and then you use that vacuum sealer the same way we did for the containers. You just affix it right to that little red button, put it into place, press the button on the vacuum sealer, and it will stop as soon as it's done. I have 2 codes for you today, gift with purchases from Zwilling. The first one is, if you buy a Fresh and Save starter set, Zwilling will gift you a free small lunchbox in your order. Just use the code FED&FIT, all one word. And the second offer is, if you buy an Infinity personal blender, you will receive a free set of glass straws. But be sure to use the code CASSYJOY, CASSYJOY, all one word. You just did it. You just made 5 easy, healthy lunches that are going to last you all week long without getting soggy or sad. All of the recipes that I used today are all linked below.